In today's world of rapid globalization, an Indian institution continuously strives to help companies to break down the barriers, turning possibilities to opportunities. Initially, when the Exim Bank of India began, it started by serving the export credit needs of an evolving market. Then, seeing the potential of globalization, it introduced a comprehensive range of lending and service programs. Exim Bank of India was set up in 1981 under an Act of Parliament. It is owned wholly by the Indian government and managed by a board of directors with representation from the government, the RBI, commercial banks and trade and industry experts. Today, with offices in 10 Indian cities and foreign destinations, Exim Bank of India has come a long way and enjoys a strong global presence. Fired by the vision of a progressive global economy, it is the very catalyst and an essential ingredient in India's international trade. Exim Bank of India consciously supports globalization efforts of Indian companies by providing services for all stages of the export business cycle. It therefore stands on three core pillars: that of a financer, facilitator, and promoter of foreign trade. The bank has developed a comprehensive range of products and services to serve the Indian trade community. These are evenly distributed across the bank's major programs, which are broadly divided under export credit, term loans to export-oriented units, value-added services. Under each of these broad heads are multiple programs that are more intensely objective-focused. In order to overcome one of the biggest challenges that exporters face, namely credit risks, Exim Bank of India acts as a risk mitigator through its unique program called Lines of Credit. It offers Indian exporters a safe mode of non-recourse financing option and serves as an effective market entry tool. It also allows the borrower a relatively longer tenure to repay. Exim Bank of India pioneered with a program to support project exports. Over the years, project exports have showcased the growing sophistication of Indian exporters, their technical expertise and execution capability in the overseas markets. They have proved to be entry points for Indian firms to execute overseas contracts. Exim Bank of India extends funded and non-funded facilities for overseas turnkey projects, civil construction contracts, technical and consultancy service contracts as well as supplies. In fact, the bank continues to support both greenfield units as well as brownfield expansions, upgradations and modernizations to facilitate overseas projects. To promote and encourage project exports, the bank has introduced buyer's credit under the Indian government's National Export Insurance Account, NEIA. It is a unique program that allows exporters to avail deferred credit on projects. Let's take a look at how it works. Beginning with the approval process, the cycle begins with the Indian exporter approaching for the credit and completes itself with the signing of the commercial contract. After this comes the contract execution and disbursement. As a result, thanks to Exim Bank, the last thing exporters have to worry about project exports is finance. When it comes to overseas investment finance, Exim Bank of India acts not just as a trade facilitator, but as a visionary. That is why it is not just about money, but about the optimal use of finance for growth. It helps exporters get access to foreign markets, acquire companies, form joint ventures, buy brands outright and more. Not just that, the bank selectively extends term loans with up to 80% of equity investments in overseas joint ventures. However, What makes Exim Bank of India a true visionary is that it envisages economic empowerment and not just economic progress. Therefore, as a guiding principle, it works with the entire spectrum of the economy. While on one hand, Exim Bank of India nurtures micro, small and medium enterprises, on the other, it forms the backbone of the evolved businesses in this sector. Thereby converting opportunities into realities, creating more and more employment opportunities, opening up the global market for a lot more and not just a select few. The bank's spectrum in the sector of MSMEs goes far beyond direct financial products. It also provides a wide range of indirect assistance like refinance facility to commercial banks in foreign currency. It has also put in place a special technology and innovation enhancement and infrastructure development fund to meet the capital expenditure of Indian exporters. With its grassroots business initiatives, Exim Bank of India contributes to revitalizing local communities by creating of export capability in grassroots enterprises, increasing the purchasing power of bottom of the pyramid, ripple effect benefit to other sectors of the economy and poverty reduction through export linkage. Exim Bank also finances the production of films, and its success at financing Bollywood films has led to prestigious assignments.
I am the coach of the Indian national women's team. मुझे states के नाम ना सुनाई देते हैं, ना दिखाई देते हैं. सिर्फ एक मुल्क का नाम सुनाई देता है, इंडिया.
शरद पवार एक ऐसा शख्स है जो आपके लिए अपनी जान भी दे देगा.
From financial products, let us move on to what services Exim Bank of India offers as a facilitator. Through its marketing advisory services, Exim Bank of India helps to locate overseas buyers, distributors and partners to build sustainable overseas trade links. Once again, it proves to be a catalyst for foreign trade. Exim Bank even stands as a guarantor to raise capital. Apart from its role as a facilitator, Exim Bank of India also acts as a promoter. When it comes to offering consultancy services, Exim Bank is uniquely placed. It is a key financial institution which is able to synthesize the needs of a newly industrialized economy with the contemporary experiences of developed and developing countries. The bank is registered as a consulting organization with the World Bank, Asian Development Bank and African Development Bank. It has rendered assistance to a number of institutions in the developing world, and its assignments include various pre-feasibility studies under Commonwealth Secretariat funded projects, feasibility study for the establishment of an export credit and guarantee facility for Gulf Cooperation Council countries, setting up an Exim Bank in Malaysia, establishing an export credit guarantee company in Zimbabwe, designing of export financing programs in Turkey and South Africa. The Nigerian Exim Bank approached Exim Bank of India to share its know-how so that it too can support the Nigerian film industry, Nollywood, which is the third largest in the world after Hollywood and Bollywood. The bank has forged many institutional linkages with financial institutions, trade promotion agencies and information suppliers to foster the businesses of Indian exporters and help identify new business propositions. As a regular practice, it also facilitates workshops to keep its customers abreast of the changing global scenario and trade practices. Its network partners include Japan Bank for International Cooperation, Commonwealth Secretariat, JETRO, CBI Netherlands and CFTRI. In its Eximus centers for learning at Bangalore, Pune and Ahmedabad, the bank educates and informs the Indian business community of the developments in international trade. The Research and Analysis Group comprises of expert economists and strategists who study international economics and trade to provide useful information to Indian exporters. It regularly publishes papers on various relevant topics and even undertakes market research on behalf of companies. The bank even institutionalized an annual award in 1989 to promote research in international economics. Exim Bank's International Economic Research Award is given to Indian nationals for doctorate theses. To promote intelligent discourses on the subjects of trade and global economics, the bank has been organizing its flagship event, the Commencement Day Annual Lecture, since 1986. It's a milestone program in the events calendar of Mumbai. Exim Bank of India's role is very structured and defined by the bank's objectives and strengths, which include promoting, financing, and facilitating India's international trade and investment, international focus, domain expertise, and experience in major export markets. As a result, Exim Bank comes across as a warm, confident, and customer-centric partner to success and growth. Exim Bank of India, partnering growth, globalizing India.